Okay, so I'm going to do a top-down analysis on BTC for the pre-FOMC. So it's 8:09 a.m. Getting ready to kind of see where the market's going to go today. Yellow line is drawn. It's basically like 2 o'clock for the meeting today. So currently on the daily, I'm going to start with here. Let me just move this over to the side. So I'm going to start with just kind of my routine here. Oh, here we go. Get that out of the way. It's my I just was helping myself with a better routine this morning. Okay, let's go. Let's get it after it's recording. Okay, so previous day high, previous day low. Okay, Bitcoin tapered off from last night for sure. Heck, I got stunned by a beat. So here we go. Okay. Sorry. Got these messages coming in. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. We're dropped down to the 4-hour. Previous day highs are marked. We got SMT divergence on ETH, but not really paying attention to that. Okay. What do I think? Are we gonna? Okay. Let's just kind of keep going here. Nothing too crazy. I have this already marked. Order block on the 4-hour previous day. SMT divergence on the 1-hour last night for ETH. This is a short signal for me. When Bitcoin sweeps and ETH doesn't, on Bitcoin, this could be a good short. And I would have shorted to, probably would go down one more time frame. I bet you can see Asia's. Yeah. Previous session low. Could have been your target on that short. Oh, sorry, that's here. Oh no, hold on. SMT diverges on the 1-hour. Yeah. So, yeah, you could have done this fair value gap. This probably would have been my target. I probably would have used this as my target. I would have entered the short right here. And I would have used this small order block for my target. Pushed up. There's a fair value gap here, super kind of small. Would have been a small target. I don't know if I really don't wait and use that. But I'd like to use this order block instead. So this could have been a good short last night. This might have freaked you out. This liquidity sweep again before another push down. That would have been kind of a interesting kind of a experience for sure. But if you stayed in it, you would have been all right. This would have been the target. This would have tried to sweep you. If you had a stop set, if you had a, you would have been hit for sure. But what do we think is going on today? We dropped down again to 30. You kind of see last night. I was watching this last night. We broke sessions lows, previous sessions lows before we reversed into London. London then sold off, took Asia's lows, and we're going to see what happens to New York. If we're going to get a continuation to the downside, or if we're going to kind of push back up. We got to see for the 8:30 open. We're already getting an upward momentum. We dropped this down to the 15. Nothing too significant. But usually you'll see one of a few scenarios where if London sweeps Asia's lows, you could get a push to then sweep London's highs before a breakdown. Or you'll get a continuation on New York where if London broke down, you might get a slight push and then continue to break on in New York. Or it could push all the way up and then kind of come down, or a continuation, and you're looking for, you know, change of structure, break of structure, where we're kind of starting already, kind of, no, not yet, where we're going to see. So we have a new kind of structure right here at the moment. So we break this up on the 15, we could start seeing some bullish continuation. If this breaks down, then we might just see this continue just to kind of keep falling off here. The reason why I'm marking that, that's my present swing high. A swing high is when candle on the left and right side is lower than the candle in the middle. So this is a higher point than these two. So right now this is my current swing high. My current swing low is also at the moment this candle. So this candle is kind of showing both swing high and the swing low. So we get a breakdown here where we can see more of the downside. If we see a break up, we can see more of a break to the upside. So current swing high, current swing low, 8:15. Getting ready for the New York session. We'll see what direction we choose. I was thinking today, because if you go back to the daily, Monday was more bearish. Come out, had a strong news, you'd kind of be more bullish for the next day. Pretty strong candle. You would have went in it pretty strong, but we had a, today you would have kind of came in hot coming off. So we did break previous day's highs already, push them. We already did come into, I mean, there's kind of also a pretty good order block on the daily. Sorry. You know, we did tap into this order block, continue up. Could we see this to keep pressing? I was thinking this was going to be a sell and news event. A buy and news event. So I was expecting more of a sell-off, and then the news came out, we took off. A lot of people think it was going to be a sell the news, where we go really high, news come out, we taper down. That was kind of this morning, you know, on the daily, or in London, you know, they really pushed this thing up. Now it's coming down. It's kind of going into what I was thinking. I'm thinking, like I said, this continues to come down. News comes out, we push. I guess we'll find out to see where New York decides to go. Right down to the 5. SMT divergence on the 5 between ETH. I only use ETH and ETH as SMT divergence on the upside. So usually when I get a divergence here on ETH, it's indication that it's a liquidity sweep on Bitcoin. It's for to drive the price lower. It wouldn't have been a huge play because you could have entered in on this candle, you know, it's percent, but I don't use it on small lower, so I don't think it's that accurate on low time frames. I like to use it on like the 45-minute or the hour, 30-minute. But like you can see here, SMT divergence, great play. SMT divergence, great play. So it's an indicator. I don't use it so much when ETH sweeps and Bitcoin doesn't. I like to have Bitcoin as the leader. So usually on the upside, I don't even really use it on the downside. It's just better. I just had more consistency with it. So where are we going today? That's pretty much the breakdown. That's where we're at right now. We're kind of seeing which direction New York is going to pick. We'll see where we go. Previous day right here, previous day high. Alexa, off. Previous day high. We should mark current day high. Current day high. Maybe put them as different colors too, so they're not confusing. Completely confusing that. Yeah, so current day high, current day low, previous day high, previous day low, current swing high, current swing low. What are we gonna see? See where this goes today. I got some fair value. Let's kind of go over that. These are some fair value gaps I have. This is on the 4-hour. Get a big gap down here. That order block here that we could price could come back to before going back up. It's kind of been a target. We haven't seen it return just yet. So if price drives down, could hit this level, could also hit, you know, well, this is kind of already did previous day. Well, no, it was before the run. So price could come back here before the push up. There's nothing else really on the so much on the 4-hour. You got a small fair value gap here, which it's kind of been tapping. Pretty good, but it's not. It's kind of respecting this right now as a support. The middle is fair value gap. Too crazy on that though. I'd like to see it. I'd like to be coming down to here. This would be a good place, and then we had the steeper one for sure. Never even kind of came back to visit it. There's a couple. Never came to visit these. Order block here, order block here. You won't visit every single one, but might be visited. I expect them to be visited at one time. I don't think the market just doesn't go forever. So we could have again visit these two areas on the 4-hour and on the 1-hour current kind of things we're seeing. For this, there was order block right here. Sucking liquidity off of that right now. Didn't really react too much to this. Get rid of this. Actually, I think that was some. Just leave it there to the lower time frame for a moment. Nothing really here. Nothing relevant in my opinion. It's all sweep and push. On the 1-hour, I got a order block here. Significant, pretty significant. But yeah, again, I like it just to see this 4-hour one. I would play that. Rather play that than waiting it for price to return here. So let's just drop down to like the 30. Wondering what this is kind of. I had this at one point. I think I was marking it for when price came. Would have been a kind of a short target. Actually, it was my short. I did this short last night. I shorted from after the liquidity sweep. I entered a short around here. Target was here. Market did continue, but that was my target for last night. So we can just kind of remove that for now. We just got to kind of see where the market decides to go this morning. It's 8:23. We can. I'll come back on a little later. The news doesn't drop until like 2 or 3 o'clock today, so I don't think I'm going to trade this morning session. I'm just going to graph it, see what direction we pick. Depending on 8:30, if there's a breakdown of this swing low. Target, short-term target could be previous day highs. It's not much now, like that. It's not really really not much at all. Even on 10x leverage, 1%. You know, if you wanted to hit, you, that's low hanging for super low hanging scalp. But you know, you could try to shoot for a 5% play. If you're on 10x leverage, a little more riskier. But if you see a breakdown, that's probably we're gonna pick up that liquidity first before we push up before 2 o'clock. That's I think what I'm thinking is going to happen. That's what I feel is going to happen. I feel morning we break down. We break down all the way until 2 o'clock. We pick up this liquidity. News comes out. Let's say rate cuts are a positive. We push the previous, current day. We push over current day highs. So our target would be over this 117 plus. We break to the upside. Break to the upside. Price could return. Price could push up here, break down. Good. So this breaks to the upside. It could hit here and react. We also have fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap. So, this is a lot of liquidity left behind. So I don't know. You pick it all up, get to this point and reject. It can also react off of any of these points. What is this? POC. Yeah, like this POC right there. So you most volume at this point. So I mean, I said could collect some of this liquidity and then reject or even start the trend. I usually kind of keep this off, but it just gets good sometimes for an extra point of reference. Yeah, my thought is a breakdown, pick up this liquidity, and we get some good cuts and we push. That's my thought this morning. We'll get confirmation soon. We'll go from there. See, like we're getting a liquidity sweep. Price broke down a little bit. Let's just take a quick look at Solana. We'll start the 4-hour on Solana. 8:30 is about to start. Maybe we'll stay on the call. It should have been that. Okay, it's not even gonna put this with the It's annoying. Okay. Okay. So on the 4-hour, pretty sloppy. Not sloppy, just a lot to look at. Yeah, this order block here, price did come tap it before price to continue to drop. We did kind of start to react to this big rejection. Did tap into this fair value gap. Left this order block behind. We left this big order block behind. Here you see I got some buy limits in there. If price came down, these would be some good areas to long from. I'd probably be this tight stop. You can see super tight. Then if it continues to break through it, I'm out. But it's definitely kind of a good spot. And if we get some crazy news, this would be, this is like golden. Price came down to 215. I'm definitely long in there. But that's irrelevant for what we're doing right now. But you can see order block, fair value gap, rejection block, or order block. But it'd be treated as resistance. On the 1-hour. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let's go back to the daily. Do the same we did over there. Previous day highs. Previous day lows. Current day high. Current day low. Ugh, it's annoying. Current day, okay, drop down to the 4. Okay, kind of see where everything is right there. Nothing I see too crazy. Drop down to the 1. Actually, this should be a lot easier. I don't know why I don't do that. That's way cleaner. No, you know what? I like it actually over there. Give me an idea. Okay. Price has been rejecting off previous days highs. You kind of see that. So it's the 1 hour. We had this order block here on the 1 hour. It's been respecting. This was on the 4 hour order block. Still tapping into it. And we have this leftover one. Bring this down to the 30. We have this order block here. We can see price return into here before it continues to break down. I'm not going to keep all these, but you know, this is an order block, so pick up all this liquidity that's left behind, and we can continue to see the drop. Do we sweep previous day lows? It would line up with this order block. Would get me pretty close to this next one. Pretty nice. We'll see. Just delete that for now. I'll just keep it while I drop down to the 15. London swept Asia's highs, continued broke. 8:30 just opened. It's 8:31. 8 to 8:33. Crazy how my computer has 2 different times. Sweep. We're starting to see an up. We might see an up into this liquidity before we drop down. Same is probably happening obviously on Bitcoin right now. That's like what I see happening. Like I said, let's just mark current on the 15. Did I mark it on the 15 or did I mark it on the current swing? Oh, go to the 5. Did already break. Previous was right here. Okay, so breaking the swing high, see a little momentum. We could push right into this liquidity zone and continue to break down. If New York pumps in the morning, it's usually a pump up to pair orders, smart money orders to bring the price down. So this could be a place to short. We might do a little live trade. Let's just see what Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin broke. What could it be picking up? All this liquidity. Let's go to the 15. Let me see what this is. Yeah, they could just be picking up all this. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, Bitcoin could even come to this point before to continue more break to the downside. You just pick all this liquidity up. The 15 on the 30. Yeah, just not much. Like not much tail signs. It's just been so crazy. 5 minute. Yeah, it's reacting to here. Sweep up before breakdown. I said, this could rise in the morning, come here, and then just taper off until the news this afternoon here. Like, there's a lot of graph between this is news. So we're looking for an entry right now. If we're gonna trade it, it's gonna be volatile as all hell, I'm thinking this morning. Right now we're looking for bullish continuation. I wouldn't enter along here blindly, but I'd be kind of seeing if we reach here, see a price reject. Like a short-term target could be previous day lows. Oh no, swing lows, current day swing low. Short, very low-hanging fruit. If we get a rejection from here, Solana. Like a Solana picked up that little liquidity. Was in the 15-minute too, right? 7:30. What did I draw that on? Sorry. Where did I draw that? It's a little annoying. I mean, I see it on the 45-minute. I mean, this should have been here. But I don't know where I drew that on. Oh, there it is, the 30. So I drew it on the 30, break a block on the 30. It did tap into the liquidity. Could have shorted there, but you know, that's just like blind. But in theory, like technically speaking, so you push up to drop lower. They pick it up. The trade is was on Solana. Pick that up. So there's gonna definitely be a rocky morning. Breaks the swing high, gives you some drive, and then nope. So I'm still not even looking for short until we break the swing low. This could just be also trapping you. Excuse me. So I wouldn't have taken that trade regardless, for sure. But just an example, lifetime to line up technicals with what you're seeing. You know, we did sweep some of that, grab some of that liquidity on Sol. You know, good spot to reject, but look, it's not even breaking the current swing high. It's rejecting off of it. So this is more or less liquidity sweep. You know, if you were using SMT, you wouldn't use these two as SMT divergence. But if you wanted to just take that into indication, this could just be a fake play, drastic, before we push this thing back up. I think before this thing does drop, one of two things. Like I said, it's either a continuation. Like we did tap into that last night on a 4-hour. Pretty good, and now we're coming down. It's rejecting. This should come right into here. 115.53. Bitcoin kind of panicked this morning. Push over today's highs. And that would be beautiful. Especially picking it up from right here. Solid 15%, 10x leverage. New York session is open. All right. I'll fill in if I jump on a little later. It was great going over this stuff with you. So catch me for the next one. Talk to you guys soon.